Headline news most affecting Chilliwack this week. A social media storm results in the removal of Chilliwack Progress editor Paul Henderson. With the transit strike lingering, there is a uber demand for new options. BC SPCA confirms predators responsible for Chilliwack cat deaths. And metallic orbs darting around the sky. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. This week we'll have an interview with Kevin Raffle in sports. All right, Chilliwack, let's get started. We're starting with some very big local media news. Paul Henderson, editor of the Chilliwack Progress newspaper, has been let go. A public outcry ensued last week over tweets by Henderson relating to a story about a child. The Progress over the weekend posted to Facebook the following. On June 1st, Chilliwack Progress editor Paul Henderson established a series and published a series of tweets that inappropriately and insensitively discussed a tragic incident involving a family and their young child. Black press media and the Chilliwack Progress regrets the actions by Paul and extends a sincere apology to the family and any others who were hurt by his actions. This incident is being addressed internally. Following this, social media was ablaze with comments of both condemnation and support for Henderson, who had been at the Chilliwack Times before merging with the Progress. At issue was a tweet by Henderson, an ensuing fracas on Twitter. That tweet stated, in a statement from Henderson on Facebook, "I do also want to extend a sincere apology to the family of the boy who nearly drowned, and I know it is too late. My point, which I know was insensitive, badly timed, and badly worded, was that I wanted people to turn focus to the first responders who helped, to the men and women who are confronted with tragedy every day, paramedics, firefighters, police officers, search and rescue volunteers. I did a bad job of that in a moment of frustration. To those who have wished for my demise over the last 17 years, you're welcome. To everyone else, I'm sorry I let you down." Ken Godsword of the Abbey News has been named as his interim replacement. And after the break, we have some really big news. You might say, uber big. Uber launched its ride-sharing service in Chilliwack this week, and residents can look forward to a new option from public transport or the city's taxi cabs by accessing the Uber app. The decision to expand into Chilliwack was driven by the demand for reliable transportation options in the area. Both Kelowna and Victoria also launched on June 6th, and according to the Chilliwack Progress, Uber now operates in over 140 municipalities in Canada and more than 10,000 cities worldwide. Interested drivers with a safe driving record can apply on the Uber website. In 2021, ride-hailing operators made 2,261 drop-offs in Chilliwack. In related news, an update from the BC Transit website states services suspended until further notice, citing increased job action in the Agassiz-Harrison, Central Fraser Valley, Chilliwack and Hope transit systems. It further states the service suspension will remain in place until further notice and will impact customers in the communities of Abbotsford, Agassiz-Harrison, Chilliwack, Hope, Mission, and customers using the Fraser Valley Express. According to the CBC, the 213 workers represented by CUPE Local 561 say their employer First Transit hasn't come to the bargaining table since the strike began on March 20th, though HandyDart is still operating at essential service levels. I'd say it was Uber time this situation was addressed. From a press release yesterday, the BC SPCA has confirmed that 3 deceased cats found on a property in the Chilliwack area on or around May 8th were victims of predator attacks. They are quoted as saying, "We have now received necropsy results which indicate that the wounds are consistent with predation." According to Eileen Drever, the BC SPCA's Senior Officer Protection and Stakeholder Relations. While there had been concern that the cats were intentionally injured, Drever notes that injuries caused by predators like coyotes and raccoons can be mistaken for those made by human weapons or tools. We felt it was important to wait for the necropsy results before commenting publicly on the cause of death. The BC SPCA warns that Chilliwack has a large coyote population that are generally more active in the evening or after sunset. They advise pet guardians to keep their cats indoors or in enclosed areas and to keep dogs on a leash. The same advice, of course, for young children who shouldn't be outdoors unattended. And don't run away, as it could encourage them to give chase. The Agassiz-Harrison Observer reported this week that effective Monday of this week, Harrison Hot Springs councillor John Buckley has resigned effective immediately, while Buckley was quoted as stating in a letter that it was an immense honor and privilege to serve as councillor. He further states, "I have come to the conclusion I can no longer work with Mayor Ed Wood and therefore cannot effectively fulfill my role as councillor." Buckley had served as a councillor previously, a 2-year term in a successful 2012 by-election followed by a 2014 term. Now, this one has already taken a while and it's about to get a little more congested. Chilliwack River Road will experience longer delays due to an ongoing infrastructure project throughout this month. Paving work for the roadway and sidewalks from Promontory Road to Bailey Road will take place from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Traffic will be reduced to a single lane with alternating flow and temporary speed of 30 kilometers. This affects us as it's on its way to the chillTV studio. Patience pays off in the long run, though, as there will be improvements to street lighting, stormwater drainage, road markings, additional lighting, and signage. The project aims to provide pedestrian and cycling connections and is scheduled for the completion by the end of this month. So only about 3 more weeks, so hang tough. Have you noticed that it's pretty hazy outside? I have, and it's a little concerning given so it's so early in the season. But there you have it. Wildfires abound throughout the province, 83 in total, with a few very close by. As reported in the Progress, 3 wildfires near Agassiz-Harrison have burned at least 42 hectares of land. One fire, believed to be human-caused, is finally under control. The Francis Lake wildfire is being held at bay by the BC Wildfire Service. 2 other wildfires are out of control, with one spanning 30 hectares along the Chehalis River and the other burning 12 hectares near Statue Creek. And from the BC government website, a Category 1 fire ban is effective today, June 8th at noon, with prohibitions to all public and private land unless specified otherwise. So I'm afraid to say, no campfires for the foreseeable future. Okay, and now for our weird news section. Has anyone looked up in the sky recently and seen metallic orbs flashing by? I mean, obviously not right after a trip to Dutch Brothers, but if you have, take a picture and send it to chillTV News. According to Global News, and is being reported around the world, NASA and the Pentagon are reportedly baffled by metallic flying orbs flashing across the sky and around the world. Sightings seem to be concentrated around the east and west coast of North America, over the Middle East, and over the Pacific near the coast of China. They're approximately 1 to 4 meters in diameter, so pretty big and generally spotted between 10,000 and 30,000 feet, and emit no exhaust. At least that has been observed. A NASA panel studying UFOs and this phenomenon stresses these occurrences are not evidence of extraterrestrial life, which leaves the question, where is Will Smith when you actually need him? Streams Foundation and the United Way have asked the community to come together on June 9th, so tomorrow from 3 to 7 p.m. at Vetter Park to celebrate all of the amazing hard work that the volunteers and nonprofit organizations do across Chilliwack. You'll get a chance to meet many new nonprofit organizations and sign up to volunteer with them. It's kid-friendly too, with a bouncy castle and other activities and hot dogs. Lots for fun for the whole family. And after the break, we'll be back with an interview with Kevin Raffle, coach of the U16 girls soccer team with Tzeachten FC. And then, sports. Kevin, welcome back.
Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. Okay, I know that we're still in the soccer year that apparently all the other teams have stopped playing, and it's because we are going where with the Tzeachten U16 girls team?
We're going to provincials up in Kamloops.
Okay, so what's that date again?
July 6th and 9th.
July 6th to the 9th. And so I know last year, your guys' team, I think that was sort of part of my team as well. I was the assistant coach that year as well with Kevin, as he was the head coach. And we did win provincials.
We did.
And that was in Burnaby.
Correct.
At the Christine Sinclair fields, right?
That's right, yeah.
And now this year, you are back on your way. I have taken a break from coaching, and then you're doing this with yourself and with Glenn Wilson, who is also the TD at Tzeachten FC. He is the assistant coach, and you guys are off to the provincials. Now, is there something unique about this year? About maybe is there a repeat possibly? And has that happened in Chilliwack before?
In terms of Chilliwack soccer, there's never been a repeat champion at provincials on the girls' side of the game. So there's an opportunity there. We're up against some pretty stiff competition, and being the provincial defending champions, we've got a target on our back. So everybody wants to put a feather in their cap by knocking us off. So we're definitely going to have to be 110% and bring our A game out there.
What do you think differentiates your team with the others out there? What is it that really makes up a provincial champion?
Number one for our group of girls is the way that the girls have each other's backs out there. No matter what happens or what the scenario is during a game, we have different girls that step up at different times and do special things to help lift the team up. We've had a few cases this year where we've been down in games and we've pulled off some pretty good comebacks, and just goes to show the character and the heart of these girls as a team.
Now, playing at this level, at the provincial level, are there any maybe tips that you can share with us that teams have to be really aware of or should know of when they're playing at this high level?
I think the secret to success for me over the past number of years with this group is culture. Building a culture of where individuals come together for a single goal, a single purpose, and it's nobody specifically is above the rest of the team. Everybody has a part to play, and everybody is just as important as the next person down the line. So culture for us is definitely the number one point of success.
And then obviously you get to meet other coaches throughout the year and throughout the leagues. Are there any coaches sending you off any texts or any warnings or anything that you could sort of lead us into a little?
Throughout the years, I faced a lot of the same coaches, and we've developed pretty good friendships, and obviously some friendly rivalries. One of those being our coach, Coach Eric from Vancouver Athletic Club. Definitely, we faced each other a number of times over the last few years and developed a pretty good friendly rivalry, with the last match obviously being in the Coastal Cup Championship. Now,
are there any specific teams that we should be on the lookout for going into the provincials?
BC Coastal Soccer League number 2, Vancouver Athletic is. They're always going to put up a pretty good fight. Vancouver Island's always strong. Okanagan number 1 seed from Okanagan is pretty strong as well. So
I heard they're flying right now.
Yeah, they're doing some team quest up in Kamloops. They seem to be running through their opposition right now, and there might be the opportunity we get to play them up there. So.
And is there anything that you're going to tell the girls? Anything more specific this time? Again, coming around, going to the provincials.
I think this time around, I just want them to really relish taking the opportunity. As you know, when it comes to youth soccer, most players never get to go this far. And the fact that they've been twice now in a row, and they have an opportunity to make a little bit of history. So I really want them to just take the whole thing in, enjoy it, and before we get there, bury their heads into preparation. Prepare well.
Interesting. I remember saying that last year to them. This could be one of some of the best sporting moments of their life, and go create some memories. And that's exactly what I think Kevin and the team, the U16 Tzeachten girls, are going to do this year. Can you please tell us maybe a website, maybe people could follow along during provincials?
BC Soccer. I can't remember if it's .com or .ca. I think it's .com. They'll have some information up on the provincials, the team draws, the bracket draws, typically about a week before the event. Hopefully it's a little bit sooner. We may try, and we're going to try and stream these games live through Facebook or maybe another platform, but we're looking into that. So for those that can't travel to be there, they can take in the games online.
That's outstanding. So we just want to say we appreciate you, Kevin, and we don't want to jinx anything, but we do hope there is, maybe for the first time, a repeat in Chilliwack as provincial champions. Thank you very much for coming.
Thanks a lot for having me.
Brad Rahela, Associate Head Coach and General Manager of the Chilliwack Chiefs, has won the John Puchka Coaching Development Award from the Pacific Coast Amateur Hockey Association. The award, given each year to an individual who has made an outstanding contribution to coaching development and coaching programs within the Lower Mainland. Key factors for Rahela's receiving the award are attributed to his focus on power skating, individual skill advancement, and team development. He also instituted a nutritional program for both players and coaches involving education and planning around hockey-specific nutrition. Congratulations to Brad and the Chilliwack Chiefs on the much-deserved recognition. And from the GoCascades.ca website, Jackson Jacob has finished in the top spot, pushing the UFB Cascades to a third-place finish at the Canadian University College Championship in Komoko, Ontario. Jacob finished with a score of 17 under to win the individual title by 8 strokes over Liam Mosher of the University of Victoria. This has been the best accomplishment of my career so far, and I'm really proud of the consistency that I showed, Jacob said after his win. I have never had 4 rounds in a 4-round tournament under par before, and I am super proud of that. With the individual title win, Jacob earns an exemption into the 118th Canadian Men's Amateur, which takes place from August 5th to the 10th at the Pulpit Club in Caledon, Ontario. Meanwhile, the UFB Cascades women golf team took home 5th place at the same tournament. They posted a score of plus 77 over the 4-round event, with Emery Bardock finishing in 14th place, the top individual placing from UFV. Cody Stewart, Cascades head coach, stated, "Overall, we played 60 pretty good holes and some of the best golf that we've played this year. And when it comes down to it, we just didn't quite have it in the last 12. We crept towards the podium, but unfortunately, we just didn't have it today." Coral Hamad achieved a team best 79 in the final round, but that wasn't enough to crack the podium this year for the team, who were last year's silver medalists. And after the break, what the devil do we have in store for the weather this week, Cari?
Thanks, Steve. We do have a mix of almost everything next week, starting with Friday's rain that's going to hopefully wash away some of that smoke, because the air quality right now is the worst that some of us have ever experienced. Though temperatures are going to get up to only, 27, not into the 30s yet, but Tuesday starting to cool off again. Wednesday, Thursday, there might be some clouds moving in. So for this weekend, if you have to go outside, make sure that it's just brief amounts of times, because that weather quality is horrible. Back to you.
Thanks, Cari. A break from the sunshine and a bit of rain may be just what the doctor ordered for these dry conditions. Okay, and just a quick update from our fearless news director, Don Lehn, who's just about out of the hospital, recovering nicely, but likely won't be right back behind the news desk for a few weeks, so you're stuck with me. He will, however, get back to writing the show, and I know the producers welcome that. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you next time.